you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Folks, Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, there are only things that makes it official. Welcome to the big show. As always, the Chris Voss Show. For 16 years and 3,000 episodes has been bringing the Chris Voss Show. And we are the oldest living podcast still in existence that does daily, technically twice a day, we publish shows. And no one else does. They just frequently do what they want, but we're a handful of the oldest. So go to Goodreads.com for your family show and family, friends, and relatives. Go to youtube.com/Chris Voss, linkedin.com/Chris Voss, and all those crazy places. They know.
Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind.
Today's featured author comes to us from bookstolifemarketing.co.uk. With expert publishing to strategic marketing, they help authors reach their audience and maximize their book's success. Today we have an amazing young woman her book is called The Friendship Pod Affair, the miracle that no one thought could happen, by Renée Mollan Masters. We're going to get into it with her and find out all of the deets about her and why she wrote the book and its forthcoming movie. So we'll get into some of that. She is a writer, filmmaker, and lifelong advocate for human potential. With a master's in speech pathology and a background in theater, she has empowered thousands through her book, You Are Smarter Than You Think, in her decades of volunteering with the Special Olympics and her deeply personal storytelling. Her journey through love, loss, and resilience inspire both her book and film, The Friendship Pod Affair. She dedicates this book to the heroes everywhere who have found a way to let go of their fate and find a new possibility. Welcome to the show, Renée. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. I'm
awesome.
Really good.
We're glad to have you too. And give us .coms, websites. Where do you want people to get to know you better on the internet?
Okay. It's Renée, RENEE, MOLLAN, Masters, MASTERS, MA.com.
So give us a 30,000 overview of what's inside your book, please.
About the book, you want to know?
Yeah, 30,000 overview, if you would.
Okay. It's a story about a young woman who lives in Israel. She's always been about peace. A peace camp in the United States, and she meets a Palestinian boy. And they go home and they try to bring this peace stuff to their friends, and nobody buys it or likes it. So she and Shacker get married, and their family disagrees, doesn't like it. And they have a baby. And when the baby is 6 months old, Sarah is in a coffee shop, and the coffee shop blows up and the baby dies.
Oh, wow.
And for the first time, Sarah experiences hate. She wants to kill the guy that killed her baby.
Yeah.
So she goes to the memorial service, and her father-in-law blames her for the death of the baby.
Oh, wow.
Because she's Israeli and she married a Palestinian.
Oh.
So anyway, she leaves. And I'm not going to tell you what happens, but there are three things that happen. And in those three things, she discovers that she's got to let go of the hate and that she wants to bring something to her country to keep this from happening to anyone else ever again. And the ending is, I wanted to write a possibility story. I wanted to write a story that would inspire people. And the ending is very inspiring.
Ah, that's lovely. Now, what was the inspiration that made you want to write this book?
After my husband passed away, I took a workshop. And in the workshop, I had an experience that what I was supposed to do is bring stories of light to the world. And I didn't really know what that meant, and I didn't know what to write. So my editor called me and told me about, she had just done an interview of this camp in LA where Israeli and Palestinian kids come. and they get along really well. And then when they go home, they attack each other on Facebook in the most, my hair turned white when I read some of the stuff they write. Man, I couldn't believe it. So I thought, okay, there's a story here. And I wanted to write a possibility story. So I did some research, and then I went into the place where I go when I write, and this story began to appear. Yeah.
And just kind of came to you. Now, you said you did some work with the Special Olympics. What sort of stuff did you do there? And did that influence the story at all?
Special Olympics talks about inspiring greatness. And I was a ski coach, and I also put a team together to save Jackson County Special Olympics. But we inspire, Special Olympics is about inspiring greatness. And we had a big kid, and we taught him how to ski. And he was on the bunny hill, and he was skiing really well. He was going down. His coach took him up, and he was going across the slope. He was doing really good. And he stopped right in front of me, and he had never spoken. And he looked in my eyes, and he went, wow.
Good for him.
Yeah. So it was really cool. Yeah. So I believe in that stuff, inspiring greatness in people.
And so did those sort of themes find their way into your book?
I don't know if it did. I'm sure they were there. And my husband had vascular dementia, so I took care of him. He was my best friend, and I took care of him for 10 years. And that was the hardest job I've ever done.
Yeah, being a caretaker is.
Man, that's tough. It was really tough. But I love the guy, and I think Sarah and Shacker's relationship reflects how Jerry and I, the relationship we had.
We had Timothy Shriver on the show several years back during COVID. Really great gentleman. Yeah. And one of my heroes is Bobby Kennedy. And so we got to talk a little bit about that. It was a real touching show. He was a wonderful gentleman.
Yeah.
And he runs such a great organization. I think when I was in high school or something like that, we would raise money for Special Olympics and MS. I think there was some jogging or walking you do or something, but you would try and raise money to help that sort of thing going on. Now, friendship seems to be a big part or theme in this book. Why did you choose friendship instead of love for the emotional core?
When you're in hate, it's a big leap to go to love. And so it is.
It's quite far away, isn't it?
It's a big leap.
Clear on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the pond. So when I was coming up with, I had to come up with something that they could do. And believe it or not, a book fell out of the bookshelf. It was a red psychology book. And I opened it up, and there is the friendship pods right there.
Really?
And so I took it. So I took it and put it in there. And they didn't call it friendship pods, but yeah, the technique was in there.
Isn't it amazing how sometimes the inspiration comes from some wildest places?
Yeah.
Folks, you want your story ideas? Knock books out of shelves and see what falls on the floor.
Exactly.
Serendipity, you never know where some of the best ideas come from. And usually when they come right out of the blue, and you're just like, whoa, that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
So,
one day I was writing, and I knew it was sunrise, and the next thing that I was aware of is it was sunset. I couldn't believe it. I wrote the whole day.
Wow, that's good. You get in the flow.
Yeah.
You get in that flow, I think they call it, and you just write it, and the words flow, and it's like music. It just flows right out of you. And I've had times like that where you write like that, and then there's some days where you're just like, I can't even spell the word "the."
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'll look at the page, and it's that shining Jack Nicholson sheet that says, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." All work and so yeah, a wonderful book about friendship. Friendship's a real important thing. What do you find that's missing in a lot of relationships that people have in modern relationships these days that the story kind of reveals?
I was thinking about this, and I think that the phone kind of gets in the way of relationship. And I think it would be incredible for parents at dinner time, put the phones away, and everybody gets 2 minutes to talk about what's important to them. And that's a friendship pod. And that way they would start to get reconnected. And I know when I was a kid, I'd love to know what was important to my dad.
Oh,
That would have been great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did he talk much about his stuff, or he kind of kept it
No.
bottled up, or is closed off to
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
They lived some pretty hard lives back then, especially that Depression era generation.
Yeah.
And so they were tough as nails.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was just better to, I guess, go along and try and survive every day than try and figure out what the hell else was going on.
I know.
Yeah.
I used to hear him during dinner. He was a builder, and he would be talking about curbs and gutters. Gutters.
That's
I kept
exciting.
hearing that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
And I
you
was
should.
a girl, so I didn't mean much to him. So
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, really? What?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
I wasn't. He told me at 16 I would never be able to take care of myself. I proved him wrong. Yeah.
It's like we said earlier, between hate and love, there's a long way across that pond.
It is.
Got you back, Dad. So how much of the story came out of your own personal life?
I did research, and so some of the story came out of that. But out of my personal life, I don't think a lot of it did. I think some may have, maybe the relationship between Shacker and Sara. But I just feel like when I drop into this place inside of me, the story starts to bubble up.
Wow.
And it's a lot of writers talk about that. And so I use that tool to that's where I go to write.
Yeah. If you can find that sweet spot where you can hit the button and it works, keep hitting the button. This is your first book?
No, I have another book called You're Smarter Than You Think. And Dr. Howard Gardner's research in the 60s proved that brains are more different than fingerprints. And the reason I responded to his work is that in school, I had to work my tail off to get any kind of grades. And I thought, I'm not stupid. What's wrong here? And when I read his research, I went, oh, that's why everybody learns differently.
Some people don't learn at all. I've seen this on Twitter, by the way.
No, it's true. But in this book, you take 2 self-evaluations and you find out how your brain works, and then there are techniques that you use when you're studying. And it works. Nursing schools have been using it for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I need to check.
They care about learning there.
Yeah, you gotta be good. Otherwise, you don't want one of those phlebotomists that is trying to pull blood out of you if they don't know what they're doing. I think I've had those experiences, and they're not fun. They're just like, we're just going to do one more hole. I'm like, you've poked 50 in my arm. You're now on both arms. What do you want next? Just jab me in the eye and put me out of my misery. Anyway, what surprised you most when you were writing this book about what you put on your mind to the page?
I was surprised at the way the voyage that it took. And it surprised me who the bomber was. And it surprised me about what happened as a result of that. And the ending really surprised me too. It just was, it's a great story. It really is. It's a great story. And I really wanted it to inspire people and get them excited about life again.
Yeah. Get excited about life again. We all need that reminder. Sometimes we get stuck in the doldrums or the day-to-day drab, if you will, boring. And we need to remember to smile and have joy. That's why I have dogs and lots of inspiration I try and surround myself with, because I just got a new puppy in January. He's 1 year old, and he's built like an adult dog. He's even bigger than my 8-year-old dog. And he's just like, he is like a giant 1-year-old energy Ferrari. And he's got baby shit for brains. So when he's barreling at you at 500 miles an hour, you get scared because you're just like, if he hits me, it's over.
You're dead.
Yeah, he has no idea how much power he has. I guess he probably has a clue, but he's just something else. But he brings lots of smiles to my face because he's goofy and like dogs are. I think dogs have a good place at doing that. What do you hope readers that read your book come away with?
I hope that they feel inspired and they look at a hopeless situation and see hope. And I hope that they apply it to their own lives and help to inspire their greatness. Because I think everybody has the potential to be great.
Yeah.
And I feel like this book inspires that.
Yeah.
And I love to be inspired. Yeah.
I see the theme here going on. You got yeah, the best thing, being able to inspire and uplift the world. That's what we try and do with the podcast, and great authors like yourself coming on and sharing their wares. We want to make the world a better place, and want to inspire people, want to inspire some future writers and stories, and of course share stories that can uplift people's minds. There's enough darkness, and if it bleeds, it leads, and all that stuff. And news has its place, but we got to remember to smile sometimes. Sometimes I forget. I'm just like, when's the last time I smiled?
Yeah, really.
And I really started thinking about this year because I had a lot of great things happening, getting a new puppy and things. And I thought, God, I smile so big when that puppy does stuff that isn't bad. When I come home from being gone for a few hours, there's always something torn up on the floor. So we're dealing with that. So, but I don't smile in those moments, but sometimes I do. And I just remember, hey, this is the life you chose, man. Get a husky, they said. You knew better. I've had 5 of them, so I think I've learned by now.
Crazy. Well, I've got 2 orange tabbies, and when I wake up in the morning, they're purring. And so happy to see me, and boy, does that make me feel good.
Doesn't it though? Doesn't it though? You're like, wow, people care about me and like me.
Yeah.
Only my dogs just go, shut up and give us our food. That's all we want you for. We don't need just shut up from here on out. We don't.
Yeah.
Just you're the food. You're the food concierge, dude. So just keep doing the action, and no one gets hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't found out what happens if no one gets hurt. But yeah, I usually have my face in the morning too. And my one puppy, he's learned different tricks to get me to wake up, even when I don't want to sleep and I keep rolling over. And he just snuggles, and then he'll move around, and he's always snuggling and shifting. And he's learned how to work the cuteness so that I'll just get up and give him some treats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. The more I get to know people, the more I love animals.
Yeah.
What was the hardest thing maybe that you did writing this book and dealing with emotional honesty? Because that can be a hard thing to...
It's interesting you asked that question. I was raised in a home where nobody really cared what I had to say.
Really?
And yeah, it was. And so after I wrote this book, I had a moment where I thought, oh my gosh, I'm really honest in this book. And it was like I felt for a moment, it like, I just thought, whoa, I'm being honest here. It shook me up for a moment, but I got over it pretty quick.
Yeah. Getting over it. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other questions that I have here? What did writing this book change about your personality, maybe?
I think that it made me more conscious about how quickly hate comes on. And how that doesn't do anything except ruin your body. And how important it is to get to a place where you're willing to forgive. And then when you're willing to forgive, it's like something else kicks in and the forgiveness happens. And there were times when I was taking care of my husband because he got the dementia because of his smoking. They put cadmium on the paper and it was attacking his brain. And I know I was really mad at the cigarette companies. And I knew that's wrong because it doesn't do a darn thing to them. It was just doing it to me. So I really worked on forgiving them, and I did.
That's got to be hard to do because you're dealing with 10 years of this person disappearing in front of you with dementia, and it feels like someone was stolen from you a little bit, or time was stolen from you. And yeah, it's a big deal. It's hard to let go of those things. But life is I don't know, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, you just have to kind of get through it, I suppose.
I hope that this book is about inspiring people to not just get through it, but actually grab on and enjoy it and find a new way of being in life. And like when I was taking care of Jerry, I made sure that every morning I got up early and I did things that inspired me and that got me in a really good frame of mind so I could be there for him. And I think that this book talks about interacting with the world in a different way. And not accepting the hate, but finding a different way. Yeah.
Plus, you kind of needed to be the uplifter too, as the caregiver, and try and keep their spirits high.
Yeah.
One thing I learned with my MS dementia now sister is when they say stuff that's not in reality, instead of correcting them, which upsets them, you just have to play along sometimes. She used to call me every week and wish me a happy birthday for a while when she can remember a number. And at first I would push back and be like, Delana, it's not my... We didn't understand she was really starting to develop dementia. And I was like, Delana, it's not my birthday this week. What the hell is going on? Then she'd get upset and she'd cry. And then I had to learn to go, oh, thank you, Delana. Oh, wow, you remember my birthday. That's so wonderful. And you just make them feel positive and good for remembering your birthday and all that stuff. And so how hard is that to do every week for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Uplift somebody, make them feel good, and give them some attention and validation. It's not that hard to... I think if all of us in this world paid it forward and tried to every day say something nice to two people, tell some people you thank them, or congratulate some people, or just tell people that you value them. I think the world would be a much better place if we all just took 5 minutes out of our day to do it.
Every time I go to the grocery store, I always thank the checker. And if you look at their eyes, they're so surprised that somebody thanked them.
I do the same thing. I call people sir. I try and deal with them respectfully. And I find that when I lead with that and dealing respectfully with people, they honor it back and they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. How are you doing today? And, and just simple stuff like that, instead of just being gruff with people. And I've been in my moods where I'm just like, I don't want to talk to anyone here. Just give me ring up the groceries and get me the hell out of here. I've been in those moods too. So I'm not always Mr. Cheer, but I try to be, because I feel like it's a thing where you both get a win-win out of it. I made somebody feel good today. I feel good. And they feel good. And it didn't cost me a dime. Other than
didn't cost you a dime.
Being courteous.
Didn't cost you a dime.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And if I'm robbing a bank, and I was always polite with the teller, and I always thank them for letting me rob them, and I wish them well and good in their life. And I try to be positive everywhere I go. Don't rob banks, folks. That's just a joke. Be a polite criminal. Yeah. So now this is your first book. I believe there's a film coming out. Tell us about what's going on there.
The film was once funded by the Chinese, but COVID hit and we lost the money.
Oh, wow. And they're the ones who started it, evidently. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway.
Maybe they didn't want to produce your film. It's like, we're going to unleash this bat virus and see if that'll get us out of this contract.
Anyway, but the film story is a little bit different than the book story, because films, you only have about 50 pages to tell the story.
Yeah.
And in a book, you have, I think there's 200 and something pages. So you have to find a way to tell the story and make it interesting, even though you have not as many pages. And I remember I had some actors come and read the script.
Oh, really?
Because I wanted to find out how it was. And they told me the first act was great, the second act was great, but the final act was too predictable. Oh. So I did something outrageous, and I put that in. So the ending of the film is really good too. Oh. I make sure that endings are good.
You got to have a good ending. That's what everything.
You got to have good endings,
and stuff like that.
You got to have good endings.
And so who if in your dream world, because we don't want to offend any actors you do pick up, but in your dream world, what actors would you like to see maybe play some of your character roles, some famous actors?
I would love. I love Kate Winslet.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd love to have her in there as Dr. Meg. And Thomasine McKenzie, I want her to play Sarah.
No Robert De Niro, Al Pacino?
No.
Probably not a mob movie, right?
No. It's not a mob
some
movie.
guys that talk like with the Jersey accent or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's in book 2, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But no,
you never know.
But maybe you could send it to him. We've had people on the show that have gotten options, and those options are pretty cool because if after a while, if they give you a bunch of money to hold it, and then after a while, if they don't exercise the option, you can go sell it to somebody else. I know people that have made millions just selling the option over.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear.
The nice thing is there's so many different venues that produce movies now with Amazon and Disney Channel now and their whatever that thing where they have their channels, and there's Netflix and Amazon and I think there's a couple others. It's pretty wild, and so it's just given more opportunity to authors and storytellers to get cool stories told.
And because I'm a marketer, because I like marketing, out what a film needs to do to make money. And a lot of the films today don't make money because nobody knows they're out there. I have figured out what needs to happen. The first thing that needs to happen is that the trailers need to be changed. They need to be a buzz trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Because look at all the ads that come to us on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
And we just kind of zone out.
Yeah.
So we need something that stops us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's true. And then you need to market to your direct market. That's always the best way to do it. It's always the cheapest. And it's not about throwing mud against the wall and hoping some sticks.
Some people do marketing that way, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Expensive. It's very expensive to do that.
Oh, yeah. You really don't have money to burn on stuff. So anything on your website you want to promote? Any upcoming events? Maybe any future books you're working on?
My next film is called 2,000 Grandmothers.
Oh, really?
And
that sounds like a cool title.
It's a story that's written by college students. And it's about how war ended on Earth.
Oh, did it end on Earth recently? No, I'm just kidding. We're in war right now, so doing war jokes. That sounds good. 2,000 grandmothers. Now, is this just the one guy has got 2,000 grandmothers, and this is some kind of polygamous?
No, if 2,000 grandmothers were in charge of the War Department, there wouldn't be any war.
Oh,
because we wouldn't send our grandkids to war. That's
probably true. But I've seen those women get in knockdown, drag out fights over quilting. So there might be some more. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I wouldn't send my granddaughter.
Yeah. And I think one time I got my grandma's petunias and she was ready to start a nuclear war with me or something. Stupid jokes.
Well, that's personal.
Yeah, that's a personal private war.
That's personal. Yeah.
That's a private war. But she was always wonderful. She always carried those. You know what you should do with the grandmas? I don't know what your grandma was up to, but mine always had a pocket full of those. There were these pink. They were like basically dried out Pepto-Bismol, I think, and there were these pink peppermints or something. And she would have a whole pocket full of them when we'd go to church, and she would give them to us so we'd stay shut up. She was pretty smart. She had children before she had grandchildren.
Yeah.
And so she would either give us lifesavers or those pink things, and we love those pink things. But she'd pull that thing out of her pocket, and you're like, I'm pretty sure that's been in their pocket for 50 years, and it's covered in lint and stuff. But she loved us, we loved her, and we'd eat them anyways.
Yeah.
Blow that off and
perfect.
Whatever. But I think they make those still. But I tell you, anytime I see her, think about one of those little peppermints. I think of my grandma. So it's always funny. I'm pretty sure they were just caked in compressed Pepto-Bismol because they were the same sort of constituency when it broke down in your mouth. You're like, anytime I had Pepto-Bismol, I remember my grandma probably too. As we go out, anything more we want to promote before we go?
I just want to say that the Friendship Pod Affair is about the power of love. And love is very powerful, more powerful than you realize. And the book will leave you inspired, and it will help you to feel hopeful about life again. I believe that.
Yeah.
And you can find all the formats of the book on Amazon. And I just want to say to everybody, let's drop love bombs together all over the world.
Let's love bomb the world.
Yeah, let's love bomb the world.
Yeah, let's load them on the aircraft carriers and the planes and send them off to bomb love. Bomb with love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be cool if that would work. We could just drop some bombs with some love in them, and like everybody be like, "Oh, I love you, man." They go from being hateful terrorists to I love you, man.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, it'd be really easy to fix things. Maybe fix Iran right now. You know, and we just get everybody's hugging each other instead of shooting guns at each other.
Well, Einstein wrote a letter to his daughter, and he said, "You can't share this with the world yet," but that's what he was recommending, that we drop love bombs all over the world.
He should have worked on that instead of the Manhattan Project.
Yeah, that's true.
He could have, you know what he should have done? He should just get like a nuclear warhead case container, the outer part, and then fill it with those little pink peppermint things.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would probably fix everything. Yeah, we should have consulted my grandma on that one.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful you on the show, and to give us a final pitch out, tell people where they can buy your books, your .coms, and all that good stuff.
Okay, you can buy the book at Amazon. It's in all kinds of formats. And my website, again, is Renée MollanMastersMA.com. And you can find both of my books on there and also my film. And if you want to contact me, there's a contact button at the bottom.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, Renée. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Order per book wherever fine books are sold. The Friendship Pod Affair.
Let me show you a picture of it.
Oh, the miracle that no one thought could happen. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, and all those crazy places. They be good to each other. Stay safe. I got to sneeze. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.